Hi students. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Python features. All these we are going to discuss. So as I said in previous demo, this Python classes will be for 2 months. Only Python. Python is for 2 months. So which includes core Python and advanced Python. And here Python plus Django is there. If you are interested to join only for Python, you can join only for Python. Okay. After completing Python, if you are interested to continue with Django, then you can go for Django also. So first Python I'm going to take for 2 months. And after Python, Django course is going to start. Okay. So students who know Python, they can go for Django. So without knowing Python, students cannot learn that course. So that is for Django is for web development it is used. So here we are going to focus on Python. So as I said, it will be for 2 months. So in 2 months, we are going to discuss about core Python chapters. So in core Python chapters, we'll discuss about Python features, then installation, data types, and then we are going to discuss about number system, string handling, and then we'll discuss about input function, conversion functions, operators. Then we'll discuss about if condition examples, for loop examples, while loop examples, and then we'll discuss about collection data types, data structures like a list, tuple, set, dictionary, all this. And then we'll discuss about string manipulations, regular expressions, functions, exception handling, file handling, modules and packages. And then we'll discuss about like all these comes under core Python. In advanced Python, we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming, and then we are going to discuss about internet and email. Then next is multi-threading, networking, and then we are going to discuss about say students, can you hear me? Students, can you hear me? My voice is audible. Please
Yes, sir.
type
Yes,
yes.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So here, while working with this advanced Python, I'm saying. So we'll discuss about object-oriented programming, and then we'll discuss about internet and email, then networking, multi-threading, database programming, PDBC, Python database connectivity, then developing desktop applications, developing GUI applications, character user interface applications or desktop applications. Like here, we'll see how to design a form with controls. So advanced Python is completely based on Windows applications or desktop applications. So we'll design the form with controls, labels, text boxes, buttons, then integrating with the database with MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, SQLite, with other databases. We'll see all this. After that, we are going to discuss about web scraping, and then we'll discuss about 3.7 features, 3.8 features, 3.9 features, Python versions, features, then interview questions, then Python certification questions, and then we'll discuss a project also. So in that project, we are going to discuss about desktop application, Windows application with database integration. All these we are going to implement in the project. So to complete core and advanced Python, it is going to take 2 months. So here I'm going to focus only on Python here. So here we'll not discuss anything related to Django. After 2 months, after completing Python, then we'll discuss about Django. So that is different. As I said before, if you are interested to join only for Python, you can join for Python. Okay, your wish. And if you want both the courses, Python and Django, if you are interested, you can join both the courses. It is up to you. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so like let us move to the subject here. So as I said before, like when you want to know the latest version of Python, So Python latest version is 3.9.4 is there. So python.org. Here you can see. Here you can see the. Here I've typed the python.org. It is the official site, and here you can see 3.9.4 is the latest version. Okay. So for every 2 months, 3 months, they are going to release the new version. So it won't be the same. Like after few months, like it may be like 4.0 we may get. Okay, now 3.9.4 is there. Like Python 4.0 version we may get, because they are keep on updating the software. And here when we are working with Python, as I said before, so Python is it is a powerful language, and it is called as a general purpose programming language. Why we are saying powerful language is, like any software, any application we can develop using Python, and it is a general purpose programming language. So it is not for one category of applications. It is general. General means it is for all categories of applications. So Python will not comes under one particular category. Okay, so that's why in Python we can develop desktop applications, we can develop uh, websites, and we can develop scientific applications, like which are used in ISRO, NASA, ICRISAT, DRDO, all these. And it is used for developing networking applications, like where people can communicate with one another. Like here, GoToMeeting is there. GoToMeeting, Zoom, then TeamViewer, Skype, like all these are networking applications. So in mobile, we'll use like WhatsApp. Will use WhatsApp is a network application. It is used for communication. And Python, we can use it for developing network applications, and it is used to develop games or animation softwares. All this is possible. And here Python is developed by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989, and it is released as internal project for Mathematical Research Institute called CWI, located in Netherlands. Okay, and here when we are working with this Python here, it is released for public in the year 1991, so that IT companies, other companies can use and can develop the projects or applications. So as I said before, Python is used for mathematical and numerical calculations, and Python is used for automation. Python software is called as automation expert. Whatever work we are doing manually, okay, in the systems, like opening the applications, websites, typing, clicking on the buttons, whatever work we are doing manually, automatically it is done with Python. We can do it. And Python is used to handle big data, large amount of data. So when you take social networking sites or e-commerce websites, like online shopping websites, cloud computing applications, all these works with a large amount of data. The data which is in terabytes or petabytes. So day to day, these applications or websites works with huge amount of data, big data. So to handle big data or a huge amount of data related to websites or applications, then Python programs or Python scripting is used. And Python is used for developing any type of application, or used to develop any type of project. So in previous class, I've told about all these. Once again, I'm doing recap. And here in Python, we can see many flavors. So Python flavors are there, like C Python, J Python, Iron Python, Ruby Python, Anaconda Python, many are there. So Python language default implementation is C Python. So if anybody is learning Python, it means that that person or student is learning what? C Python. So it is a default. Python language default implementation is C Python. It is most widely used implementation of the language. What? C Python. So when you are learning Python language, so what it means that you are learning C Python. So C Python is written in C language and also Python language. So here we can see C libraries, and also we can see Python libraries also. Python libraries also we can see. So this is developed by Guido van Rossum. this particular flavor or this particular implementation is developed by Guido van Rossum. So please mute. I'm listening some voice here. Please mute. Okay, so here when we are working with this Python here, so as I'm saying, Python is developed by Guido van Rossum. So here this is a person, Guido van Rossum. And why this Python? From where this Python name? From where they took this name is? So in BBC channel many years back, one comedy show is to telecast. The name of the comedy show is Monty Python's Flying Circus. So this is used to telecast many years back. Like in this comedy show, you can see Python is there. So from this comedy show title, they took this Python and they have named this language as Python. And here you can see these are the artists in that comedy show. These are the artists. Okay, only just to know I'm telling all this. Like without seeing all these photos, pictures also, students can learn the language. And here, when we are working with languages, languages are classified into 3 types here. Okay, so in my classes, I'm going to discuss basics also, because IT students may be there and the non-IT students also may be there. So they may not know about the basics related to the languages. So that's why I'll cover all this. So in when you work with languages, here 3 types are there: high-level languages, middle-level languages, and low-level languages are there. So high-level languages are there. All the programming languages are high-level languages like C, C++, Java, .NET, then Python. All these are called as high-level languages. Okay, so they are in English. We can read, write, and we can understand. So Python is an high-level language. Okay, it is in English. And here we can see middle-level languages also. Middle-level language, we can call it as bytecode, or we can call it as intermediate code, or we can call it as assembly language also. So bytecode means not binaries, not zeros and ones. Okay, and the next one is a low-level language is there here. So when we say about a low-level language, it is called as a machine code or executable code or binary code, like zeros and ones. So bytes will be in the form of bits. Okay, so 8 bits is equal to 1 byte, zeros and ones. So here when we say when we say binary code, then machine code or executable code, native code, all these are same only. All these comes under what? Low level language. Okay, so while working with programming languages, we can see compiler and interpreter will be there. So like we are all listening all these, compiler and interpreter. Okay, so compiler, what it will do is it will convert the whole program in a single shot. So in one stroke, all the statements are converted to the given language, like low level or middle level language, it will convert. And here interpreter is there. Interpreter, it will convert line by line to machine code or executable code. So line by line it will execute, and then it will give a result. So interpreter works slow here. Compiler works fast. Okay, so when you take any compiler, it can convert high level language to middle level language, or high level language to a low level language. So those who develop the compilers based on the code what they write, those who develop the compilers according to the code what they are giving, conversion is done. Okay, so compilers can do other things also. So like in real time, compilers can convert Java program to Python, then Python to Java, or Java to .NET. So in internet we can see even these type of compilers also, like code converters will be there. So code converters means they can convert the code from one language to another language. All these can be done. And here you can see C language is there here. So if I write a program in C language, if I write a program in C language, C compiler will give a native code or executable code or machine code. So here we can see directly we are getting high level language. Here we are converting high level to low level language. So that conversion we can see here. And now here coming to Java here. So when you write Java programs here, like when you take Java, we need to write longer lines of code. So in Java, we have to write hundreds of lines of code or thousands of lines of code. Sometimes we need to write kilometers of lines of code. Lot of coding will be there. Okay. So Java programmers every time they have to do coding only. Okay. So if in Java, if they write 100 lines of code, let us say 100 lines of code, and here you can see Java C compiler will be there. Java C compiler. Java C compiler will convert the Java program to bytecode. Okay, so bytecode means what I said before. It is intermediate code, or we can call it as middle-level language. Okay, so bytecode is sent to JVM, Java Virtual Machine. JVM can understand only the bytecode. Okay, so JVM takes the bytecode and then it will give a native code or executable code. So if Java program is having 100 lines, so bytecode also will be like the same only. Like we can reduce the statements with some functions. Okay, so bytecode, if Java program is 100 lines, like we can reduce some lines. We can reduce a few lines by using some functions. There we can do, but not to like up to 50%, not like that. Only some statements we can reduce. Okay, so if Java program is having 100 lines, bytecode also will have the same number of lines, but only some statements may reduce. So if bytecode is having many lines, then JVM will take a lot of time to give native code or executable code. Okay, so here we can say that Java is compiled and it is interpreted, we can say. Okay, so Java C compiler, it is giving a bytecode. Java program is converted to bytecode. So bytecode is sent to JVM. So JVM will give the native code or executable code here. So if a lot of bytecode is there here, then JVM will take time for converting that bytecode to machine code or executable code. Native code means machine code or executable code. Okay, so here it will degrade the execution performance here. Like all will say that Java has scalability, but here when we see this, here it will take time for execution and giving the output. Okay, so now coming to this Python here. Okay, so like when we see the Python versions here, like before it is not very popular. When the versions are keep on coming, now it is Python is also becoming like powerful. It has become powerful language. Those who speak about old versions of Python, they may say that Python is having this drawback, or we cannot use Python for this application. They used to say like that. But when we see the latest versions of Python, like here in latest versions, we can develop any software, any application in Python. That possibility is there here. Okay, so like those who teach old versions of Python. So students, when you see videos in YouTube, and when if a trainer is explaining about Python, so if the trainer is explaining old versions of Python, then trainer may say that Python has interpreter, and then it works slow. So they may say like that. Okay, but those who teach the latest versions of Python, okay, they knows that Python is compiled and interpreted like Java. Like Java, Python is compiled and it is interpreted. Okay, so like when we work with Python, here we'll write less lines of code. Okay, it is not like Java or C or C++ or even .NET also. Okay, so here we are going to write less lines of code. Why? Because is like Python software foundation is there. Python community. So they have already developed hundreds of modules or thousands of modules. So they have already developed modules, Python files. So in Python, 90% of the coding is already done by Python community or Python Software Foundation. Okay, they have already developed hundreds of modules or thousands of modules. So by using them, applications or projects can be developed easily. So in Python, application development is fast. Why? Because it's 90% coding is already there. It is already available. So from our side, we should give only 10% of the code. Only 10% we should give from our side. Then application development is fast. Okay, but in other languages, we have to give 90% plus 10%. So in other languages, every time we should do coding only. So to finish the project, it will take days together. But in Python, that possibility like that we are not going to do here. Okay. So in Python, we are going to write less lines of code. Okay. Less lines of code will be there. Like we'll say, write less, do more. So here we'll write very less. But whatever tasks we want to do, whatever applications we want to develop, we can do that. Like for example, in Python, if I write a 10 lines program, let us say 10 lines program I wrote. Then here we have a Python compiler is there. Python compiler. Okay. So that Python compiler will give us a bytecode. Okay. Python program is having 10 lines. Then we can expect how much will be the bytecode. Okay. So Python compiler is giving bytecode. And bytecode is sent to PVM, Python Virtual Machine. So PVM will give the native code or executable code. So in Python, why the performance scalability is very good is here we'll get less code for the program. Less coding will be there. Okay. If bytecode is less, then we'll get native code quickly or fast. So if a website, if in Python, if any application is developed, if a website is developed or if any application is developed in Python, Python applications will work so faster because getting bytecode or getting native code is very fast when it is compared with Java. So using Python and Django, Python is a language and Django is a framework. Okay, Python is what language and Django is framework. Using Python and Django, if I develop a website, then that website or web application can be accessed by any number of users. So in that website can be accessed by 10,000 users, 1 lakh users, any number of users, 10 lakh users, they can work. They can get the response from the server because internally we are seeing how the execution is being done. So when I'm explaining all these, some of the students may have doubt, like whatever I'm explaining, is it right or wrong? Okay, so I know .NET, MS.NET, I know Java because I'm in training field for so many years. Okay, so I will be knowing, like I know about this Python, about old versions and new versions I know. So here some of you may be having doubt, like whatever I'm telling, is it right or not? So here whatever I'm explaining, it is 100% correct. Python is compiled and interpreted. In first stage, in first step, compilation. Python program is compiled and it gives bytecode. And bytecode is sent to Python virtual machine and it will interpret the bytecode and then it gives a native code or executable code. Okay. So in Java, bytecode, in Python, bytecode, they are used for platform independence, like portability. Okay. So platform independence means Python, Java program or Python programs, Python applications can run in any operating system, can run in any machine. So that possibility is there here. Okay. So how it is possible is only through Python virtual machine. So when we get Python bytecode of the program or when we get bytecode of any application, Python application, then with the help of PVM, then we can execute that code in any operating system, in any machine it can execute. It can execute in any machine with different CPU architectures. That possibility is there. Okay. So here I'm taking Python classes and Django classes. I'm taking. Okay. So in Django classes, website development will discuss in Django. Okay. So in Django, I used to tell web hosting also. Like hosting means publishing website in internet. So whatever website I develop in my laptop. So in my laptop, Windows 10 Pro is there, Windows 10 Professional, and Python software is there, Django software is there. Okay, in my laptop. So then what I'll do is I will develop the website using Python language and Django framework. I will develop the website. Okay, so when I'm developing the website in my system, that website contains Python files and it contains HTML files, then CSS files, all these will be there. Okay, so if I want to host my website in internet server, in production server, so in internet server, in production server, so Windows operating system may not be there. So their Linux or Unix operating system may be there. Okay, so here for web hosting, here I'm using pythonanywhere.com. I'm using. So pythonanywhere.com I'm using here. So before that, I'll use GitHub also. So GitHub is used for placing our project in internet. So to place our project in internet, we'll use GitHub. Okay. So from GitHub, I'll take that project to pythonanywhere.com. This is for hosting. So to run or to place our code in cloud, in internet, we are using this. Okay. So pythonanywhere.com works with a Linux server. Okay. So in internet, this website works with, see, for web hosting, many sites are there. I'm using pythonanywhere.com. You can use some other site. Many hosting sites are there. Okay. So when I want to host my website in internet server, in production server, their Linux server is used. Okay. So my website is developed using Windows. But what I should do, I have to run my website in Linux server. I should run. Okay. So then what I will do is when I take that project to here GitHub, when I place my project in internet, then all the Python files will give .pyc code. Okay. So whatever Python files I've created in the website, for all the Python files, I will get .pyc files. .pyc files means Python compiled code. Python compiled code means what? Bytecode. Bytecode or intermediate code. Okay. So I will not directly use Python files in Linux server. So that is not possible. So what I will do here in GitHub, all the Python files will give .pyc code. .pyc means Python compiled code. Compiled code means we'll say bytecode or intermediate code or middle level language. Okay. So with the .pyc files, I will get HTML files, CSS files, and other files. Okay. So when I take .pyc files and HTML, CSS files, and when I host in internet server, production server, then my code will run in that server, in Linux server, my code will execute. Okay. So whenever we are moving our project from one operating system to another operating system, or from one machine to another machine, then what we should move? We have to move .pyc files. We have to move bytecode of the project from one system to another system, or from one server to another server. Okay. So there the Python code files will execute, and then our project will run successfully. Okay. So here what I'm saying here is whatever bytecode we'll get in Python, we can see the bytecode files. The code is .pyc files will be there. .pyc files. So here I'm teaching Python and Django also. So I know in real time how it is going to work. I know how this portability or platform independence will work. In every batch, in every Django batch, I'm going to tell about web hosting. Okay. So web hosting means I'll take the project in from my system, I'll put it in internet server, and I will show to the students how that will works. Then how to take bytecode from one system to another system, from one operating system to another operating system, and then I'll show how that code will works, how the website will run successfully in the internet through website address, through domain name, how it will works. All these I'm going to discuss in Django classes. Okay, so here in Python, so what I'm saying here is Python is also, it is compiled and it is interpreted. So Python program is compiled and it gives bytecode. Bytecode is sent to Python virtual machine, and PVM will interpret the bytecode, and then it will gives a native code or executable code it will gives. So PVM will understand only the bytecode here. Just like JVM, it will understand the bytecode. But here we can see very good performance in Python here, because less coding is there, especially with websites. 1 lakh users can work, 2 lakhs users can work, 10 lakh users can work with the website, and all the users can get the response. Like if you see the websites developed in Java, like banking websites, online reservation websites, Tatkal reservation websites, lot of issues will be there. Networking issues will be there. Like server may not give response to all the users, but that problem you'll not face in Python because of less coding. So we can see that good performance in Python. See, whatever I've explained now, whatever I've told now, if students are having any doubts, you can ask me about the explanation I've given now. Like some of you may be knowing basic Java, core Java, advanced Java. So you may be having some doubts regarding an explanation. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I will definitely clarify. Regarding the things what I've just told now, or whatever I've explained now.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, what's the difference between compiler and interpreter?
See, compiler means it will convert the whole program in one stroke. Like a whole program in a single shot, it will convert. Like if I write a program in C language, 20 lines, it will convert all the 20 lines to native code or executable code. So the program may have 20 lines or 100 lines or 200 lines. Compiler will compile the entire program. It may have any number of statements. So interpreter, what it will do, it will go line by line. If a first line is correct, it will go to second line. If second line is correct, it will execute the second line. So interpreter goes line by line. So it will execute first line, it will give the result. It will execute second line, it gives a result. It will execute third line, it gives a result. So interpreter works slow, compiler works faster. Okay.
Okay.
See here about other doubts. After the session is over, I'll clarify your doubts. Like someone are asking doubts, definitely I'll clarify. So we'll move to next year. So here you can see this. Here like 10 options are there. We'll see one by one. So when you work with Python here, Python is simple and it is easy to learn. See, please mute all the students. Please mute. Disturbance is there. So here so here you can see Python is simple and it is easy to learn. So compared with C, C++ or compared with Java, Python language is simple, very simple. So I can say that Python language is for beginners. It is a beginners language. Okay. So without having any programming knowledge or without knowing C language basics, students can directly start with Python. It is so simple. It is very simple. Like it is like nursery level. So nursery level means those who know English, like they can start with Python. So why it is simple is Python syntaxes are very simple. We can remember, we can use it. And Python rules and regulations we can easily follow. And Python language is more understandable. So students can easily understand the language, and it is more readable. Like statements we can read, we'll understand. Like when we read like when we read a news, like when we read some paragraph, we'll understand. Okay, so programming will not understand. We know that. Okay, so but here in Python we can see more readability is there. So that possibility is there here. So Python language, here I'm going to teach core and advanced Python. As I said, it takes 2 months. So within 2 months, what all topics you are going to learn, what all chapters you are going to learn, all the students can easily understand. So here I will give all the real-time examples, and here we'll focus on programming also. Like in core and advanced Python, we are going to discuss about 300 to 400 programs. Like how I used to teach offline classes with many examples. In online classes also, I will teach many programs. So if any students programming skills are not good, in my classes, your programming skills also will improve, because I will tell you the flow of the program. I will tell how the programs are going to execute. So this Python IT students can learn, non-IT students also can learn. Okay, so here Python is not only for software development. So Python is used for technical and also for non-technical. Okay, so after learning Python, so students can learn Python and Django as a combination. Okay, like if you want to work as a developers or programmers, then you can choose a Python and Django, you can choose. Okay, but if you are interested in other areas, like after learning Python, then you can go for DevOps, AWS, then data science, then machine learning, deep learning, then artificial intelligence, IoT, then like reporting tools, testing tools, many are there. Okay, so Python related many trending courses are there, which are very popular. So you can choose. After learning Python, you can go for other courses which are having demand. So you can know like which course is very good now, as of now, then you can learn, you can do that. Okay, so students can learn Python, core and advanced Python. And if students are interested, students can learn Django. So students, those who learn Python and Django, they can work as programmers, developers. Okay. And if a student learn only Python, then many other very good courses are there. Very useful courses are there. So you can choose which is good. You can, after Python, you can learn that. Okay. But here when we say about Python here, it is user friendly. So whoever is learning Python, they can understand that language. It is very easy to understand. Then they can learn the software and they can use the software. Learning is easy, and using the software is also easy. Developing applications is also easy. Like for example, if I'm working with Java, let us say in Java I want to print hello world. Okay, then to print hello world, then here we need to write a lot of lines here. Many lines we should write. And here in Python, with one line we can get the same output here. That possibility is there here. Okay, so here if I want to print hello world in Python, then we are going to write the code like this. See, those who don't know Java, no need to worry. I'm just giving the differences here. Okay, so here I'll say public class, then here I'll say demo1 class name, and here I'll say public, then static void main, then string args is given. So string args, and inside this here we'll use system.out.println, and here in this here I'll say hello world. So hello world I'm giving here, semicolon, closing main function, closing the class. So here I'm giving like this here. So here you can see public is given. So public is access modifier, like a public, private, protected. Class name is given. And here you can see static, void, main, string, args. So to write this program, Java students, they have to attend at least 15-20 classes. If they attend at least 15-20 classes, then they will come to know like what is a public access modifier, what is a class, why we should create a class, and they have to know what is static, what is void, what is main function. So main function is the entry point for the program. Program execution starts with main. And here we are giving string args. This is called as a command line argument. So why we should use command line arguments, they have to know. And inside main function, we are writing system. So they need to know what is package, what is class, what is interface, what is in, what is out, what is println, and all this. Okay. So to get to know all these, then it will take at least 15-20 days. After that, they can write this simple small program, hello world. So in Java, you can see flower braces are there, curly braces are there. So they are used to create a block. Okay, flower brackets are used, and semicolon we are using. Every line is terminated with semicolon. A lot of things are there to implement. So when you are learning Python, as I said, it is simple. Python language is simple. And here when we say about this Python here, like here, when I install Python, then here we'll get two icons here, two icons. See, I didn't explain about a download, installation, all this. Download, installation we'll see in next classes. Okay. So here when I install Python, we'll get two icons here. One is interactive mode and second one is batch mode is there. Okay. So interactive mode is every line is executed immediately and then it will give the result here. Okay. And to check the features of Python, like how the modules are working, how the functions are working, then for how the classes are working, we can use interactive mode, this one. And this is a batch mode. Batch mode means we are calling it as ideally. So ideally editor will say, ideally means integrated development learning environment. So in this we'll write the programs and we are going to execute the programs in ideally. Okay, so those who are already using PyCharm, you can use PyCharm for writing and executing Python programs. So now I'm using interactive mode here. I'm clicking on this icon here, double click. So when I double click on this icon, we'll get prompt like this. 3 greater than symbols we are getting here. Okay, so here what I can do is here I can execute the statements and then we'll get the result. So to check the features of Python, interactive mode is used. It is not for writing programs or not for developing applications. So here I'll write like this, print, and in single quotes I'm using hello world is given. Single quotes hello world. So print is the function in Python, and within single quotes or double quotes we can write the statement that you want. So here I'm saying hello world. So it is giving the output here. Okay, so here no need of doing like a lot of implementing lot of things here. So in Python, no hangama here. In other languages, we'll see lot of hangama, but here we'll not see all those. Okay, so no, here I'm giving one simple example. Okay, but in every chapter, in every program, you will see the simplicity. So Python has got simplicity here. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, like for example, if you take people who are very powerful, like if you're in India, like when we say talk about Mahatma Gandhi, like when we see Mahatma Gandhi, he'll be very simple, but of nation. Okay, so he is very simple. Like that, Python means it is powerful language, but it is a simple language here. And here when we say about this Python here you can see it is open source here. Python is free software. It is free. We can download, we can use. In companies also, they will download and they'll use it. And it is open source. So we can open the Python files, we can open Python modules, and we can see what code is there. then what functions they have created, what classes they have created, all these we can identify. Okay, and Python is a high level language, as I told, like C, C++, Java, .NET, Python, all are high level languages. So they are in English, we can read, write, and we can understand. And here when we say about Python, it is compiled and it is interpreted. So both are possible here. And when we say about Python here, so Python community is there. Python Software Foundation is there. In Python Software Foundation, so thousands of programmers or lakhs of programmers are working for this Python software, releasing new versions, releasing new technologies, releasing new frameworks. They are doing all this. So Python community is a large community, and this community members, these community members, they are available in other sites here, in social networking sites, in QA science, in forums. They are available, and they will be helping the people working on Python and other Python related live or real-time projects. So they are going to give technical support for the programmers or the companies working on Python projects and Python related projects. Okay, so while doing any task, if any programmer is not getting the task, if nobody is there to help them, then in that case they can communicate with the team community and they can give the solution for the project. So they will be helping in our projects also when we are working on live or real-time projects. So when we are working with Python or Django and Python related courses like data science, machine learning, deep learning, then artificial intelligence, IoT, all these, then we can make use of the help given by the online Python community. And here we can see portable and extensible is there. So when we work with Python here, as I said before, Python is portable. So Python is portable means Python is platform independent at development and also at production. So Python software works in different operating systems. So Python Software Foundation or Python community, so when they have developed this software, when they have developed the software, so Python community or Python Software Foundation, they have developed Python for Windows, Python for Unix, Python for Linux, Python for like Mac OS, Python for AS400. They have developed like that. So whichever operating system you are using, you can download and you can use it. Here you can see download latest version for Windows. And here you can see looking for different operating system for Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac OS. You can select and you can download that software. We can use it. And once if the Python application is developed, if I develop Python application, then it can run in any operating system and it can run in any machine. So it works like that. So how it is possible is like with the help of Python virtual machine. So when we install virtual machine in physical machine, where I want to run Python application, there we can install and the application will run successfully. So that operating system can be any OS or the machine configuration can be any CPU architecture. But Python application will run successfully through PVM. It will run Python virtual machine. So here what I am saying is Python is it is platform independent at development and platform independent at production. Okay. So while learning Python, while practicing Python, while developing applications in Python, we can use any OS. So now I'm using Windows. You may use some other operating system while learning, while practicing, while developing applications. So Python applications will run in any operating system, in any machine. How it will execute? Through PVM, Python virtual machine, that will execute. And here you can see extensibility is there here. Extensibility is there. So when you are developing Python application, we can make use of the other languages, libraries or components. Okay. So Python language, Python language has got many features. Many features are there. So in Python, with Python, we can use other programming languages also. Okay. So what we can do is in Python, we can bring other languages features into Python. So we can use other languages features in Python. That possibility is there. Like how it is here when you take C, C++, they are used for system programming. So the programs which are written in C++, they are used in operating system. So they are used in OS to perform some task. Okay. So C, C++ are used for system programming, and .NET is used for high level security. So if you want to give high level security for the applications that we are developing in .NET, so security will be there. Security for the data, security for the users, all these. And when we take Java application will works very fast. Faster execution will be there compared with .NET and with other languages. It works faster. Okay. So here what we can do is we can bring other languages features into Python. So in Python applications, in Python projects, we can use C, C++ libraries, and we can use Java and .NET components also. Java and .NET programs or components we can use in Python application. So for programmers, this will be a new experience, because those who work on Java, they'll work only in that language. Those who work in .NET, they'll work only with that code. But those who are working with Python, they will see the other languages code also. So that will be a new experience for the programmers. That is called extensible. And here with Python, we can see a lot of things here, like web development is there, and artificial intelligence is there. Now I'm not explaining, time is not enough. With all these points in tomorrow's session, I'll continue. So web development, artificial intelligence, what libraries are used, computer graphics, desktop applications, testing frameworks, then big data, automation, data science, then all these things are there. All these we are going to see in tomorrow's session, and then we'll discuss about flavors of Python also, like C Python, J Python, Iron Python, Ruby Python, all these are there. All these we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. So students, those who have attended now, attend my classes. See like how I'm explaining, like how the classes will be. So I will be explaining. I will not take time for explaining. So my classes will not be slow. Okay. So in 1 hour, I can explain a lot of things. Okay, that will be there. So if every day the class, if it is like this, like for 2 months, students can learn a lot of things from me, including programming also. Okay. So those who are interested to join for Python and Django, you can join for Python. If you are interested only for Python, please join for Python. If you are interested for Python and Django, you can join, your wish. Okay. So whichever language, whichever course you want to discuss, so please talk to online team regarding the course contents and regarding the fees and all. So please talk to online team, and whatever doubts you have, please clarify. Anything related to the course, you can ask me in the class. I will definitely clarify. Okay. So for 2-3 classes, when I'm taking demo, I will be explaining. So students may not ask any doubts. You may not ask any questions also. But when I start Python data types, all these, when I start the language, then I will interact with the students. I will ask questions. Students should give me the answer. Then I will give you assignments. Then I will ask how many students have sent the assignment. All these will be there. So my classes means interaction will be there. Not now. After 1-2 classes, interaction will be there. Definitely, I will speak to each and every student. I will ask the questions. Students should give me the answers. All these will be there. Okay, students, I'm stopping now. And tomorrow we are going to continue with the other basics, like whatever I've told. Okay, anything to ask students? Any questions regarding timings? Timings will be the same, 8 to 9 only every day.
Excuse me.
Yeah, yes.
Sir,
Yeah, yes,
till
yes.
what is demo class?
Time,
No, till how much days? How many days?
Demo will be like 2-3 days. It will be like Friday. This
So
one
cover data structure also.
demo. Huh?
No, and you will cover data structure also in Python.
Yeah. In Python, data structures means collections. Collections we are going to discuss with
Okay, so
examples.
that-
Many
Well,
examples.
Try
Yeah.
to do this.
sir.
Yes.
Hello. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please.
We will have a project at the end, na?
Project. Huh?
Hello. Yeah, is it in Python?
At the end, we'll discuss about project on desktop application, database programming.
Okay, sir. Because I have seen Python syllabus is very vast, so we will cover within 2 months. Na? We must have to complete.
Yeah, your voice is not clear.
Yes, the Python syllabus is too vast. That's why I'm asking. It should be complete within the time.
See, Python is 2 months. 2 months, within 2 months, I'll complete core and advanced Python. So after
Yes,
that,
sir.
Django will start. I'm not talking anything related to Django now.
No. So because we are talking,
Okay.
we have to discuss about the Python itself.
Yeah, that's why I do not want to confuse students. That's why now I'm speaking only about Python.
Sir, we will have the means the database with Python and networking with Python. Yes, sir.
All the networking will discuss, database programming, connecting to MySQL, connecting to SQLite.
Yes, sir. Because I have decided to join the course both Python plus Django, full web development course. Whatever the thing is required for this.
I have handled many batches in Python, many batches in Django. I'm teaching latest versions, including web hosting also. I will discuss with the project Django with project also.
Yes, sir. Because we have to be very much clear about all those things which is ongoing in the corporate world.
I will not give any false information. Here you can see here Python notes is there. This is my notes only. What you see on the screen, you can see Python projects. You can see here.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, sir.
and like if you see Django here, Django complete my notes is there, including projects. Here you can see. This is a Django only.
So what is the REST and Django? I am a bit confused about the REST and Django.
See, REST API is different. Django REST API is another course. But to understand, I will give 1-2 examples related to Django REST API.
Okay. It's a framework or what? REST
yeah,
API?
that is framework only. Yeah, yes. So that is for different, like if you want to work with mobiles also, then Django REST API is used. So if you want to allow your application to work in mobiles in Android, iPhone, Django REST API is used.
Okay.
Yeah. See here to work like if your students learn Python and Django, so for job searching also will be easy. So I'm not suggesting all to learn Django and Python and Django. Those are interested in programming, you can learn Python and Django. So those are interested in other areas, not in programming or some other things like testing tools, reporting tools. You can learn Python and some other course. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we'd like to know what is the difference between VB.NET and this Python? Actually, I am here for
VB.NET.
Huh? Yeah. Actually, is there any why am I asking is I will just give you my brief. Actually, I am already.
Okay. See, VB.NET is like it will have modules, like it is like the programming like what we do in Python. It is similar, but it is completely different because VB.NET is related to Microsoft. So there, how the C# will works, VB.NET also will work in the same way. So don't compare VB.NET with Python. It is different here.
So here my doubt is, sir, actually, when I called all these software training institutes, they are not actually, nobody is giving that VB.NET training. But when I called them, actually, few of my friends told actually Python is also the parallel this one, so you can go.
See,
Here my
8,
requirement is I am already working in a company where my working software is developed on .NET framework. So we
see,
yes,
I have I know idea. I have idea about VB.NET also. So in Amirpet in Hyderabad, I've teached many batches VB.NET, C#, ASP.NET. So if you want that material, I can provide so that you can learn of your own VB.NET. I will not explain anything, but
yeah.
I'm having that the .NET notes is there with me. VB.NET, C#, ASP.NET notes is there. So if you want, I can give you the material. You can practice. But I will not compare Python with VB.NET because it is very old one. In Amirpet in Hyderabad, nobody is teaching VB.NET.
Yeah, that's why actually I attended this class. Actually, a few of my friends told that it is going to be outdated. So going to the Python or C# is going to now the ongoing latest software programming languages.
See, C# is there from so many years. So now all are learning Python, and other trending courses are with Python only. Like
So,
the
yeah,
trending courses
my
means
doubt is that actually if after learning this, actually my purpose is going to solve or not. Like as I told you, my the software which I am working is already developed, and it is actually here my purpose is to automate some my ongoing works. Actually to gain,
okay.
gain a new skill
Okay.
I have here.
Okay, let me explain. See, for automation, Python. For
Yeah.
VB.NET will not go with automation because there it is very difficult. But Python is automation expert. Whatever you want to do
No,
with Python,
right now,
it is possible.
few of my
With less
seniors are
scripting, yeah.
Few of my seniors are having this .NET, VB.NET knowledge. They are actually making some macros and on VB.NET. So to actually to gain that skill, actually I'm here. So my doubt is actually after learning this Python, am I able to prepare this macro which is actually there on .NET framework from my Python? Am I able to prepare work?
Here I'll tell one thing. VB.NET, VB.NET, C#.NET, Python are completely different. Don't do comparison.
Okay.
Programming, everything is changed. And tomorrow you please attend the class. Tomorrow I'm going to explain a lot of things. And after the session you can ask out, because today I've told very less things. Few things I've told. So tomorrow I'm going to discuss other things also. With that, if you have any doubt, you can please ask. Okay.
Hello.
So tomorrow we can discuss. So tomorrow also please attend the class. We can discuss about all these. Yeah, others can have asked doubts. If others are having any doubt, please ask me. Okay. So see, students, if you have any doubt, tomorrow after the class is over, because tomorrow also I'm explaining a lot of things. So tomorrow after the class, if any doubts are there, so tomorrow you can ask me. See, this course, this course is for technical and non-technical students also. So those who are interested in programming, they can learn Python. So without any programming, if they want to work with other softwares, they can learn Python. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, students, tomorrow we'll continue.